What's up, everyone, and welcome to episode 7, season 4 of Girl You Know What podcast. And I am your host, Tahir.
And I'm Keisha.
And we are back after a week off. So,
I needed what the kids say in school. I needed a mental health week.
Listen.
I saw those mental health days on that calendar, that school calendar they sent you. I was like, what are these? Child, please.
Listen, if we had it's just like
my grandmother said it. They getting weaker and wiser.
Yeah,
weaker about the stuff they need to know and wise about stuff they ain't got no business.
That's knowing. It right there. I don't understand.
Yeah,
but yeah, so it's definitely much needed. It was a holiday week,
I needed a rest.
Yeah, you just it is what it is. So.
Life be kicking my ass. Mm-hmm. One day I'll explain it all.
right. But
one day I'll explain it all. But it's just
and don't
feel child.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
Yeah, don't feel obligated to have.
Oh
to,
no,
yeah.
no, I could never.
Mm-hmm.
But so I make this joke a lot of times, and it happened twice this week. Well. One person was not young.
Right.
So I've had 2 interactions this week with people. And this is why I say I don't want the world. So we're making a deposit into an account for someone else. And the bank teller, now we say the person's name. Pretty basic name,
Right.
Not anything. It's not my name. Let's be clear. I would see her making this comment if it was like my name.
Right.
So you say this basic name, and she cannot get it straight for anything in the world. And I'm confused at this point. Can you spell that?
Child.
So I'm spelling it. And after the interaction, I said to Ronnie, we're here. I said, I tell y'all this all the time, that these are the future grocery clerks and bank tellers of America. And here we are. Child. We're right smack dab in the middle of it. Because we're talking about a person that's 19, 20. We're talking about a young person.
Well, they can't even read cursive.
People are basically struggling to spell with technology in front of them. It's a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. When you're the generation of technology, that everything you have done, your survival has been on technology. Your education has been based on technology. Y'all have dang laptops in the classrooms. Y'all have iPads. Everything that you need right at your hands, even when you're in school and when you get home and you still don't utilize them.
Student.
It's laziness. It's laziness. They want everything to be done for them.
I would be a straight A student.
Listen.
I don't understand it.
Yeah.
So then this happened to me yesterday. Oh God. So when my kid is away, I don't really care about what people eat here.
Right.
It's me and Ronnie. We'll figure it out. Like, I don't care.
Right.
So I didn't do like my normal, let's go to the grocery store. I just got like some water. The thing said it was 7 items. It was 7 items. I got 2 cases of water. What else? The Arizona teas in the can. We got some of those, a bag of chips, trash bags, like nothing, nothing serious.
Just like a run in and out of the store type deal.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah,
but
nothing
I ain't going to no grocery store. I get everything delivered.
Right.
So the girl sends me a message and she's like, they don't have your water or the backup water. So they always so I said, well, let's just skip it. Well, I said, skip it. And then a picture came through and she was sending me a picture of what they did have. And so I said, okay, there were just the short bottles.
Right.
I said, okay, get 2 of those. I said, but no purified water. Now I typed no purified water in caps. And so she texts back to me, and I'm not gonna lie on a soul. Let me get this text out. I ain't finna lie on nobody. No need for all caps. I understand only spring water. I've been grocery shopping since I was 12.
Oh.
I'm 40 now.
Oh.
Jesus, Mary, and White Joseph.
Oh.
I had to pause. And let me show you how fast God worked, okay? Literally before that interaction, we were watching the Al Sharpton documentary. It was on before the Image Awards came on.
Yeah.
That documentary was on for a good 3.5 hours.
Right.
Maybe 4. We were watching it, and something came on, and it struck me, and I said to Ronnie, I said, Black people are dealing with so much trauma that we really have to give one another grace. Like, we have to be careful how we handle each other, because everybody's like going through so much. And a couple of days ago, we had a conversation about how Black parents don't let you live down one mistake.
Right.
And how basically rehashing those things with your children and beating them over the head with it turns them into adults who are not confident in themselves. So I said that, like, we need to show each other grace. 3 minutes later, that girl sent me that text. And I had to sit there and say, Jesus.
Like, wait a minute. It's a sign.
I had to really I was looking around. I was looking around so much to the point that he said, what's wrong? I said, I want you to listen to this. And he was like, oh, like.
Yeah.
And we all know me. We all know me. Like what Grandma Holla say, you in danger.
Okay.
Bitch, you was in danger and you didn't even know it.
Didn't have a clue.
Oh my Lord. Even to think about it right now.
Right.
I was like, my first instinct was the bad instinct.
Yeah.
My second
And it was going to start with the B word, I'm sure.
Listen, bitch is the first thing that came to my mind. Immediately. Okay? Immediately. The second instinct was a not so good instinct to say, I don't want none of that shit. Put it back.
Right.
Go ahead and cancel the order. Because you clearly have me fucked up.
Basically.
But the Jesus in me loves Jesus in you. And what I said to her was, okay. I didn't mean that in an offensive way.
Right.
I'm sorry if you felt it was offensive.
I'm so proud.
And let me tell you, the baby fight deep inside of me.
Uh-huh.
When she brought them groceries to the door, Ronnie went to the door.
Right.
I was holding my breath because I was waiting for her to say one thing.
Then, all bets are off.
Black people get real nosy when you hold your breath so you can listen. You stop breathing. It was that kind of like
we ain't making no sounds up in here.
Because I got to hear. But I screenshotted it and I sent in that review. I said, it was the worst shopping experience that I've ever had with Shipt. And I've had orders where people have I've paid for items and they left it. But Shipt is so gracious that they'll say, oh, if they left it out, or we'll give you a credit.
Right.
Or whatever the case may be. I think they've always been, if I would have had a Twitter account still, this would have been taken care of yesterday.
Right.
Because normally if I have a dissatisfying service, I'll just tweet them. And they'll fix it immediately.
Right.
That's one thing I tell people. If you're going to use Twitter, use it right.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a bad interaction with a company, I told this lady that on TikTok. She was saying she wasn't getting any resolve with Chase Bank. I told her tweet them.
Yeah, tweet them.
Tweet them and watch what happens.
Because they don't like that shit.
Yeah, because everybody can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Add them in a tweet.
At and hashtag so people
and
can,
watch how fast you get a response. Girl. But, he's yet working.
Mm-hmm.
He's yet working on me.
Listen.
Because I had to really, what they call it, a come to Jesus moment.
Yeah, you were ready.
Oh, Jesus, because I said, thank you, Lord, that I didn't curse that girl out.
Yeah.
And Ronnie. Ronnie's so petty. He said she's a rough looking girl, though. She's rough. Look like her life is hard.
Baby.
He said she just look rough.
Yeah, that's it. That's
hard looking woman. Yeah. Hard looking woman. I'm like, oh, okay.
So, I mean, it was expected, like, let's keep it real,
Who child? Who is hurting y'all?
Child,
please get away from them.
Get away from them. Just talk to somebody. That's I don't understand.
Oh my God, who is doing this to y'all?
Child.
If you can get out, get out. Yeah. Get away from them. I just advocate women, because I know that life is hard for women. I get it. Y'all, get away. Baby, if you got to live I said this last week, I think 2 weeks ago. If you got to be in a room, in a hotel suite or whatever, be there.
Yeah.
But do not let people do you like that to the point where they control your mood.
Mm-hmm.
And don't let the woes of life keep you down like that.
Child.
Because it's a slippery, dangerous slope.
Mm-hmm. When you let other people control you and how you feel and everything like that, and you may not even realize that it is control, but it is.
Mm-hmm. Because we've all had things happen to us that, have some effect on us.
Mm-hmm, of course.
From our childhood, from, even in our 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Things are happening to us every day.
Right.
That affect the people that we are. But at some point, you got to start putting your hands on the steering wheel and, guiding it in the right direction.
Yeah.
Don't just let the car just run crazy.
That's it.
And let people run you crazy.
Child. But but then I think some people thrive off of that too. And that's the same thing. And that's a whole nother issue that you need to work out.
Yeah, because I saw some posts this week and I was thinking like, still? Are we too old for this?
I mean,
damn.
Some people just refuse, you know what I mean? Like
we're gonna have a conversation about the auntie thing too.
Yeah.
Because I heard a lady say, now she's in her 50s.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost positive she's 50. If she's not 50, she's tapping on the window.
Right.
And I heard her say, call me auntie because you calling me auntie and I'm finer than some of the nieces. And I said, baby, it's not about your look, it's your age that make you an auntie. Is that what y'all think? So you think if you cute in 60, you still not an auntie?
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I saw Mary J. Blige get offended by that. And that took me back.
Yeah. Well, so did Oprah and Gail. They got offended by it too. And I'm like, come on now. Y'all are pushing 70. Oprah just turned 69.
Y'all grandmas.
Yeah. So it's like, why
this conversation ain't even for y'all.
Right.
No disrespect. And Gail, you're literally a grandmother.
Right. So why are you offended by somebody calling you? Well, she was just offended because Oprah was. I mean, let's just keep it real. But it's just like, I mean, at a
You
certain,
are an auntie.
I'm a damn auntie, and I'm young enough to be y'all's daughter. So why are you? And you know what? I just okay.
Oh Jesus,
Whatever.
we have a weird thing with. Yeah, it's not your look.
Exactly.
It's your age.
Oh gosh,
And let me tell you why this is weird. Because Oprah had a whole Legends ball where she literally separated the youngins from the legends.
Right.
You only one or the other.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why that's so hard to understand, but
I don't know. People just like being difficult and just trying
clearly it is.
Yeah.
And it's being an auntie is not an insult.
No, not at all. It's a beautiful thing.
So it was the same thing with this girl saying this to me, and I had said this to Ronnie about the all caps, no need for. I told my niece, I said, what's so funny to me is that this society, y'all have really been led to believe, because y'all only communicate through text, that somebody typing in all caps is yelling at you.
Right.
It is not.
It's not.
It is me stressing. It's just like putting a stress on your voice. Like, I would prefer there's the caps.
Right.
I didn't holler at all.
But
I said I have put many all caps titles on papers that I've turned in. I'm not yelling the title. And like, who?
I mean, we've done that on text when we're really like, when we have like a strong feeling about something, or we're trying to get a point across. We've done that. You know what I mean?
Yes,
it's just like, it's not hollering. It's like,
who told y'all that though?
Right. I mean, listen.
Y'all make up stuff as you go along that has no validity.
None.
Like, it has no validity in life.
It's not going to make or break you. So why are we?
I feel sad that y'all walk around like that. Honestly,
just always just like on guard. Just always with your dukes up. Just like just relax.
You will not be able to have like effective relationships like that because basically everything offends you.
Yeah.
God bless you,
child.
Okay. Ship lady.
Listen.
Her name was Veronica. I won't forget her name. Her name was Veronica. God bless you, Veronica.
Come on now. Child.
So we saw something interesting online.
Yes. Quite a few things, but
we are music heads. So first, Willie D and Scarface had they have a podcast too.
Yeah.
And they had a very in-depth discussion. Okay, so did you watch, what was that, the Grammys?
I didn't.
It was the Grammys,
yeah,
right?
It was the Grammys, yeah. I didn't watch the full show, but I did see the tribute. I did watch that.
Okay, was Scarface in the tribute?
Yeah, he was in the tribute, yeah.
And what song did he sing?
He did his verse from My Mind's Playing Tricks on Me.
Okay. Everybody, let's stop. The conversation between Willie D
one of his
and
verses,
because
he has two verses on that song, but one verse.
Okay. So, the conversation between Scarface and Willie D, because I saw it and I sent it to Danielle. It went, Willie D felt like, and this is where it kind of got, so let me say this first. Willie D felt like Scarface should have extended the invitation, or at least told Willie D that, hey, I'm going to the Grammys. They doing a hip hop tribute. We gonna do My Mind's Playing Tricks on Me. But instead, when they talked, Scarface said to Willie D, I'm gone. Willie D asked him, what are you doing this weekend? I ain't doing shit. I'm just gonna go fuck with these Grammys. That's it.
Yeah. No mention of him being on stage.
No mention.
No tribute, nothing.
And all Willie D was saying was, if you were going to perform a Ghetto Boys song, the Ghetto Boys should have been there.
Right.
Scarface felt like that was ridiculous. What did you think?
So I saw both sides, but I agreed more with Willie D because let's just take Willie D. Let's just say I agreed more with Willie D because he didn't have to. Willie D should have been there. If you're going to do and this is for anyone up there who would have been doing who was on the tribute and they did a song from one of their group records.
Right.
Now, Scarface does have an extensive solo career.
Absolutely.
But his most memorable song is My Mind's Playing Tricks on Me with the Ghetto Boys, no doubt. So if you're going to have Scarface in a tribute to 50 years of hip hop, he's going to do his most popular song, his most popular verse, which is from that song. Okay, get it. So I get where he's coming from there. However,
but that's not just your song.
That's where I'm going. Willie D should have been there. If he wasn't, because it was just a tribute, it was going fast. It was like one act was up. So they weren't going to do 2 or 3 verses from one song because that would have took up the whole damn tribute pretty much.
Right.
So Willie D didn't have to do his verse. They could have mashed it. They could have mashed both of their verses together or just him being on stage. Thank you, his presence.
There is my thing.
I'm not
saying that he should have I'm not saying he could have did his verse.
Right.
Only thing I think is that why not allow him to be there?
If you're doing a damn Ghetto Boy song.
Yeah, because that's not your song.
Right.
And the fact that we have to explain that to you is a little weird.
And then, wait a minute, but this is what really took me back, and I had to rewind this part like 3 or 4 times. Like, did Scarface really say this? But he said that he didn't think Willie D would mind because Willie D didn't really like the song at first. At first? You know how many classic songs these artists come out and say, oh, I didn't really like that. And they'll still say to this day that wasn't one of my favorite songs or I didn't like the song at first, but it's like their classic song. And this happens all the time. So that was not
SWV hates Release Some Tension.
Yes.
They hate the entire album. They don't like it. It's the best album they've put out.
Right.
In my opinion.
Yeah. It's better. Yeah. So
it has the most songs where you can consecutively play it from beginning to end, and every song is a banger.
Right.
And they don't like it.
Yeah. And that happens all of the time. You hear that all the time. You've heard that throughout the history of damn music. So that was like a weak ass excuse. That's when I was like, okay, I'm done. I was just like, wow.
I just felt like it was shady.
Yeah.
And it was shady to me from the conception because the fact that he asked you what you doing this weekend,
yes,
and you downplayed it like
you were just going
I
to
ain't
the
doing
Grammys.
Shit, I'm just fucking with these Grammys. That's it. You made it to me. If I was your friend, I heard you say that, and Willie D said he told him, "Oh, have a good time. Be safe." Because to me, that sounds like you just going out there to go to the parties,
right?
Like you just going out there to hang out.
No, you on stage for a damn hip hop tribute.
You was going for a performance, you intentionally left that tidbit of information out because you knew what was coming.
Yeah,
if you told him you were performing, he would have asked you, "Oh, that's good. What song you gonna do?" And you would have had to say, "Oh, they doing a tribute to hip hop, and I'm doing My Mind's Playing Tricks on Me."
Then you knew where it was going to go from then.
Huh?
You doing what? You doing who? By yourself? Yeah, see, that would have opened up a whole can of worms right there. But you should have just handled that situation up front because now now you look stupid. Now you look shady.
They say you Texas people. What's that boy name? Jay Prince, is that his name?
I guess, girl. Yeah, that's his name. Yeah, I had to think about it. Yeah.
They say y'all is shady, I guess. My goodness. Child. That one took me back. I would have never expected that from Scarface.
No, me either. I really wouldn't have either. And and when I saw him, on the tribute do it, I didn't think nothing of it, because you would think that, okay, Bushwick Bill, he's passed away, so of course he wouldn't be there. Willie D, he don't really seem to, mess with mainstream stuff like that. If you listen to his podcasts or just, him talk, period, things like that. I mean, he's real vocal about his disdain for the music business and stuff like that. So
Right.
I can get him not wanting to be there for something like that, or
But
maybe
if
him.
it's a
But
tribute
if
to
it's a
hip
thank
hop,
you, that really, I was like, oh. And then your excuse for not inviting him was because he didn't really fuck with the song at first. Come on now, Scarface. Come on now.
and the crazy thing is, you sit across from this man once a week and do a podcast.
That's the thing. That's it right there.
So, what was your intention when you came back after being on the stage?
What'd you think his reaction was going to be? This is Willie D. Willie D's crazy as hell. So you didn't think that he was going to say something?
That was
Child.
that
Yeah.
was a bit much.
Yeah. I was just
It
like,
was
wow.
definitely a bit much.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed with that at all, Scarface. You got to do better, bruh. I mean, but
Listen.
but child. So let's stick with music real quick. Let me just get this out the way because I saw this. Now, of course, I saw this story originally where I guess she's a TikTok girl or something like that, an Instagram girl. She's 27 years old. Her name is Lagena Gold or something like that. Okay. So she's the one that's claiming to be Aaliyah and R. Kelly's daughter.
Oh, Lord Jesus. I didn't know where this was going. Okay.
Yeah. So first of all, I saw her and then I saw what she was saying. I heard her talk and I was like, okay, girl. Then to come to find out she has a twin brother, but her twin brother is not the product of R. Kelly and Aaliyah, but she is. Okay, so that should just
mental health right there. But go ahead.
And we're going to continue with the mental health on this because now you got Jaguar Wright jumping in, of course. Anything that she can get, any time of attention that she can get. And she got her own fucking issues she needs to worry about. She's out here fighting with her husband, pouring her dead ashes, her dead son's ashes all over her during the argument in front of police and everything like that. I mean, you got your own shit to worry about.
Oh.
But now
so she lost a child.
Yeah, she lost. Yeah, so she's got some issues already.
Oh,
Yeah, but she lost a child. She did talk about it like a couple of years ago when she came back out and was, making all these.
How old was he, I wonder?
I don't know. I want to say he had to be in his 20s, maybe. Don't quote me on that, but I think he was older. He wasn't young. He wasn't like a child. But yeah.
So and now telling me that, okay, now her behavior makes a lot more sense.
That's why I let a lot of things go. I was just like, okay, she's just, and then like I even did a podcast like when all this was going on. It's called Jaguar Wright Against the World or something like that. It's on the DannieBSpeaks podcast where I did talk about her, and there may be some truth to what she's saying, but I don't think that all the things that she is saying she's experienced herself. I don't think that all these people confided in her, and told her all these things because it's she just probably heard rumors and things like that.
Yes.
But anyway, let's get back to this because that's a whole nother show. So now this Lagena girl, she's doubled down on, like, no, I am the daughter. Those are my parents. Those are my biological parents. Okay, great. And mind you, her own mother has come and said that she thinks. I'm sorry. that she may be the daughter. So there's some mental illness going on.
That's a family of issues.
Listen.
Okay, so let's just speak about it let me say from a completely different perspective.
Okay, go ahead.
You guys, when this story broke, and I'll always remember this, we were still reading print magazines at this time. And remember, Vibe magazine released a story.
Right.
And I told you, I've had a subscription to Vibe magazine since the conception, and I'm mad that I don't have my books anymore. I remember being in study hall in Mifflin High School. I was in the 10th grade, I believe.
Was this when we were in the auditorium?
No, I was downstairs on the first floor.
Okay.
It was only about 4 or 5
That
people.
was 9th grade. I'm sorry. That was 9th grade when I had study hall in the auditorium.
It was only about 5 or 6 people. Remember, study halls were never really big classes. And it was me and Brandy Burrell, God rest her soul.
Yes.
I always remember this because we were looking at the Vibe magazine in study hall where they had produced this marriage license between R. Kelly and Aaliyah and Blase Skippity Blah. And then there was an annulment, a few days later? How long was it like?
It wasn't long. It was within a couple weeks, I want to believe, something like that.
It was, I don't think it was more than like 15 days. It was annulled. And I'm saying this particularly, and I'm saying my age and when we were in school, because we clearly remember Aaliyah. We clearly know that she was not pregnant.
Right.
If Aaliyah did nothing else, you saw her stomach every day of her life.
Okay. She showed off that stomach.
I mean, she did not give birth to a child. Like, that just did not happen, y'all. And I'm going to tell you how else we know. Because if you know anything about super thin people who get pregnant and your stomach stretches for you to give birth, your stomach gonna have a little jiggle wiggle.
Yeah, it's gonna have a little pooch there. Yeah.
And it's gonna be skin, like flabby skin, because you're so skinny and your skin has stretched to that point. Aaliyah did not have a baby, y'all.
No.
She did not have a baby.
No.
And I mean not an ounce of disrespect when I say this. She didn't have a baby that looked like her.
No, girl.
Not that looked like that girl.
I mean, she looks nothing like Aaliyah or R.
Either
Kelly.
one of them.
No, neither one.
For that matter.
No. So that's when when I first saw that, when that first broke, I just shook my head, and people were sending it to me because they knew I'd had something to say. I was like, I'm not commenting on this shit. I was like, come on now.
People kept sending that to me, and I was like, I kept seeing it, but you know me, I be skipping over stuff.
Right.
Like, and then after you get it 4 or 5 times, you're like, okay, what is this? Then I think I got it from you. Like, I got it from somebody that I was like, now wait a minute, what is this?
Yes, I sent it to you, and I said, girl, somebody sent me this, or something. I was like, my eyes rolled so damn hard. I got a headache or something. I put it.
I was like, what is he talking about? And then I was like, I am the daughter. Oh, girl.
Yeah,
bye.
I was like, y'all need. I was like, why are y'all even entertaining this bullshit?
Y'all entertain the craziest stuff.
And then she's out here. People are interviewing her, so she's getting what she wants. But let's go back to Jaguar Wright real quick. So,
oh God.
So old girl Lagena, I guess that's how you pronounce her name. I don't even know. She's doubling down. She's saying, yes, this is me. I am the child. I am the love child, whatever you want to call it. So Jaguar Wright, of course, she steps in. You know, she needs some attention, whatever. So she comes in and she says that she's willing to pay for the paternity test. And she believes her and she wants to get her story out there. Why are you entertaining this fuck shit when you got your own issues?
Jaguar Wright, did I see you at a motel? One of them motels that had like the swimming pool with the gate around it, with the parking lot. Was that the hotel they was at? Like, when she was in that pool?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
baby, you ain't got money for no paternity test. Leave that alone. Leave that alone.
I mean, just this ain't your way to get back. Okay, you making up all them rumors and making it seem like you've been a part of the, you know, the inner circle and everything like that. That wasn't your way back in the entertainment business. This ain't going to be either, sis. This ain't it.
How did she mess up with the roots?
That's a good question. Now
that's what we need to look into.
And we're not going to get the truth from her. I don't think the Roots have ever spoke out. If they did, you know,
they probably saw that she has some mental health issues.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking.
And cut ties with her.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because you were down with the Roots. You were the female vocalist in the Roots, and you fucked that up.
I mean, because I recently was watching something and forgot, like, oh, that girl was on the Sprite commercial.
She was on the Sprite commercial. She did Jay-Z's Unplugged when he did it with the Roots.
Oh yeah,
she did a lot of background work.
That will go down in history.
Listen, I still bump that CD. Well,
to this day.
Yeah, listen, because that was
she killed that.
She killed that. Ain't No Love and the Hard to
Oh
City,
my
child.
goodness.
I mean, that was her
she
song.
She killed Song cry.
Song cry. She took those over like
Oh,
they were hers. See, that's the thing. That's the thing that pisses
listen,
me off. It's just like, girl. So I don't know where she messed up, but she
she
could.
got a little mental health
Oh
problem.
yeah, definitely, definitely, yeah,
In the words of my grandmother, she got a little disability.
yeah, yeah. That's it. That's it.
She
Yeah,
do.
she do.
She do. Because
Mm-hmm.
it's giving me Donnie Hathaway vibes.
Child.
That's what it's giving me.
Yeah.
It's like you're so talented.
Mm-hmm.
You have all of this oozing from out of you.
Yes.
Beautiful voice. And then your mind is not stable.
Mm-mm. And it just messes up everything. It's a trickle down effect. People who you working with, you start turning them off and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You were with the Roots. The hell is wrong with
Mm-hmm.
you?
And they still going strong.
Strong. Child, yeah, but
They still going strong. I mean, you would still have maybe it was the death of her son. Maybe that.
I think she had some mental health issues before then, but I'm sure, but of course, that I'm pretty sure. Now, I don't know when that happened. I'll have to look that up when that
Yeah, we
happened.
have to look it up and see. And the reason why I said okay, now it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I had a client who lost a child
Mm-hmm.
and he was murdered. And it really, and I'm sure she had other issues.
Yes, I think she had some
Before
issues from childhood. Like from what I remember her saying, like she had a lot of issues, going in. And she'd been in
but
the business since she was 16, allegedly.
the death of my client's son,
Mm-hmm.
it really, it was the changing factor of her entire life.
Oh yeah.
She had addiction and just an alcohol addiction. I'm sorry,
Mm-hmm.
Lord, not that it's just alcohol. I didn't mean to say it like that,
Yeah, I
but
get. Yeah.
she was an alcoholic or is an alcoholic, and
Mm-hmm.
um, at that time when she would get intoxicated, she would just weep. She would
Mm-hmm.
just weep and weep and come in my office and just cry and then just
Mm-hmm.
and you have to really decipher what people are talking about because sometimes what she said wouldn't make any sense to anybody else because she would talk about it like it just happened that day.
Right, of course, yeah.
It was just so traumatic, and
Mm-hmm.
it was a place where it's just a place where she's stuck.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
changed her life so much. She has literally not moved forward from it
Mm-hmm.
to this day. Like she cannot push past it.
Right.
And it's one of those things when you lose a child, how do you even ask a mother
Mm.
to go forward?
Yeah.
Especially when you lose a son or a child in such a tragic way.
Mm-hmm.
I think about the mothers in Columbus, Ohio, um, two that we know, um, who lost their sons
Mm-hmm.
to violence. And it's
Right.
just like, what do you do? Like, how do you
Yeah.
ask them to move forward? It is difficult for people to continue their lives without their children.
Mm-hmm. Because I mean, it's hard to lose anybody, but especially a child, and especially a child unexpectedly, and especially a
Yeah.
child in a
You go to
violent
sleep
way.
and you wake up to the
Mm-hmm.
phone call.
Mm-hmm. How do you deal with
That
that?
is, how do you deal with that? And I mean,
Yeah.
it is clear that Jaguar Wright just has some
Yes,
issues.
definitely.
And I would say again, my miss, yeah, we got to be gracious with each other, but also we should stop exploiting
Mm-hmm.
her illness.
Yeah, stop
We
exploit.
should
She
stop
needs to be stopping.
exploiting her
Yeah,
pain.
because now she's exploiting this other girl who,
Yeah.
yeah, and she's not the
And when
only
they tell
one.
you hurt people,
Mm-hmm.
I had to tell somebody this the other day that, you know, we just kind of repeat because somebody said, "Oh, we're gonna break generational curses or something," and I said, "Not so much just a generational curse, but it's just a repetitive behavior.
Yeah.
You just continue the behavior that you grow up in.
Mm-hmm.
It's a behavior you see and you carry it out.
And some people don't even realize they're doing it. That's the sad part. Sad and
Yeah,
scary. You don't even realize that you're doing it.
I
Child.
don't like to. Oh, that's a curse. That's a trick. I
Mm-hmm.
don't. They tell you life and death is in the power of your tongue. I don't like to
Mm-mm.
say stuff like that. But I like to tell you, break the patterns that you see in your
Yeah.
life. You don't have to be everything you see. If
Mm-hmm.
what you see is negative, if it's not positive, you don't have to be that.
No.
You don't have to carry that with you.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a minute to figure it out now.
Right.
You know,
It's crazy.
I love my mother, but I knew there were some ways that she parented me that I didn't want to parent.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, you
I
see
have to
that.
make a conscious effort to not do it to Sade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you
You
look,
have to.
you visualize, you realize, and you learn from it, and you try to do better, and you would hope and pray that each parent would do that, but that's just not how it works. Some people are just
Right.
so broken and torn they don't realize it. It's just it's crazy, and it's sad. And this is an example of that. This situation, because I went back and forth for the last few days, like, should I add this to the agenda? Because it's just so
Oh, it
ridiculous,
needs to be
but it
discussed.
does. Yeah, and that's why I was
It
like,
needs to
no,
be
this is full
discussed,
mental
just the Black
illness.
community.
Mm-hmm.
I used to say the same thing about Monique.
Mm-hmm. Oh, girl,
Whatever she was going through or whatever was going on with her, I
Mm-hmm.
say it about Kanye West.
Mm-hmm.
Let people have their whatever it is, but we've got to stop entertaining it.
Yeah, that's the thing that gets me. And that's why I don't talk about it. And it's like, because that's what people want. People want you to get out here and say, something funny about it so that they can laugh at it, and, they can feel better at it. And
Yeah, we
like,
laugh at too much stuff that's not
it's
funny.
not funny. And that's why you won't see me post about it, because I know that's what people want. That's why when people send me stuff and articles and things like that, and they want me to post and talk about, they want me to say something smart. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to do that, because it's like, this is not funny. What Kanye West is going through is not funny. What Monique, we know that she's had trauma. So
Mm-hmm.
whatever she had, is still affecting her to this day. She can try to
Yeah, I still don't
cover it
think that
up.
she is in a better place.
She's not.
I just think 50 Cent gave her a chance.
He gave her a
It
chance.
doesn't mean that
Yeah.
she's remorseful. It
Mm-mm.
doesn't mean that she's any better than she was before.
Mm-mm.
She just found somebody. Honestly, we all should have been doing what Lee Daniels and Oprah and Tyler Perry was doing to her.
Mm-hmm. I
We all
agree.
should have been icing her out, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's be clear. Let's take Tyler Perry and Lee Daniels and everybody who she claims blackballed her out of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
What they say when you were on the set of, what was it, Family Christmas? What's that Christmas movie she was in?
I don't know the
Because that
name
was
of
the
it, but
last big
yeah.
role she had.
Mm-hmm.
They say she was a complete asshole.
Yeah. Nobody's going to want to work with you.
And they say it was because of Sydney.
Mm-hmm. And she don't even
They
see
say
that.
her demands are crazy. They're out of control. Like,
and he got his nerve to get on camera and cry and stuff, like everybody's doing her wrong. No,
honey,
you.
with them hats, you just crying because she ain't got no money.
That's all that
And you
is.
don't got no money.
That's it.
And you crying because you begging for somebody to take care of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of using whatever skill you have, which I don't know what it is,
Mm-hmm.
and going out there and saying, look, I'm going to make it happen for us.
Right.
We ain't going to sit around and wait for your checks to come in.
Mm-hmm. Child, I just
But
can't.
whatever. Girl, we could have a whole podcast on Monique and Sydney,
Listen,
but I ain't going to
we
even
won't give them that energy,
give
but
her
we
the
really
time of day.
could. Yes, I got a lot of shit to say about those two, but
Listen,
child,
complete issues.
So, girl, so let's change the subject a little bit. Let's change the and let's talk about these two fuck ass white dudes who So one, a bitch ass rep. His name is Thomas Massie. I don't know where he's from. I don't care. I guess he's in the Congress. He's a representative of wherever. So he's the one that tweeted that he proudly introduced a bill to terminate the Department of Education. And he stated that there is no constitutional authority for this federal bureaucracy to exist. Since when?
Let me tell you this. So, my best friend is an assistant principal.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had this conversation. Two things that I see with education. And we see it on the news here a lot. It's been on the news here for the past couple of weeks. So in Springfield, I don't know if it made it to Columbus News, but in Springfield, they said on the elementary school playground, there was a group of kids, black kids, who I'm sorry.
I think I know what
there
you're
were a group
about.
of black kids who had white kids on the playground chanting Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Okay, so the parents contacted the police.
Yeah, come on, police. Call the authorities.
And they're charging menacing charges on these kids. Elementary school. And then there was a fight at my friend's, where she's the assistant principal, at the school. We're talking about just a regular fight.
Right.
There was no weapons, no knives, no bats, nothing. Just a regular fight. The parents got on the news. And to me, it looked like they had some kind of police report.
Of course.
And when I saw that he wants to terminate the Department of Education, because there's no validity in. Let me tell y'all something. What's going to end up happening is people are going to start homeschooling their kids. They are.
Yep.
They are. Because people are going to get sick of this shit.
Yeah.
For lack of a better word, people are going to get sick of this. Number one, when did we start criminalizing normal kid interactions?
Right. When is black on white?
I mean, even what happened was it North Carolina A&T? When was she Indian or Asian? The professor called campus police on a student who was handcuffed.
Oh yeah.
Was that NCAT?
I don't remember where it was.
But I cannot remember, but I feel like it was. It was NCAT or it was Shaw. But I feel like it was in North Carolina. And I'm just like, this is not elementary school. They pay tuition to sit in that room.
They're adults.
If she refused to leave, what you should have done is shut the whole class down and said, guess what? Class is dismissed.
Right.
And went to the dean with her name and filed a complaint and said, I want her dropped from the class immediately. There are channels to get stuff like that done.
Yeah.
But to call the police are being called against black and brown kids for nothing. For stuff that you should get rolled up for and get in-school suspension. Y'all are actually calling the police. And parents are the ones doing it.
Yeah. Yep. Because they know what's going to happen. That's what it is.
Let me be clear, not just white people. Black parents are even calling the police on other kids.
Yeah.
I don't know where we are. I don't know.
Oh, it's crazy.
It's scary.
It's scary. I mean, people call the police on anything because they feel everyone is a bully, which when adults use that word bully, that pisses me off. But like, I watch a lot of YouTube. And, there's different sectors or whatever, things like that. But if there was somebody who called the police on another content creator because he got over 2,000 people in his live chat and she didn't like it.
I mean, like stuff like that.
I mean, not only are you wasting the police's time, but you're going to call, and they both were black. She was black, he was black. But because she didn't like him and because she felt that he didn't deserve to have all those people in his live chat, she called the police.
I mean, What are y'all using the police as customer service of life?
Pretty much. And they're going to get tired of that shit. Well, I mean, I don't know when it comes to black folks because they seem to, get off on going to black folks and confronting them. But it's just like you're utilizing a resource out here that, is already losing a lot of people because, a lot of these cops are quitting and retiring early because they can't, because they're getting called out on fucking with black people. And, they can't, there's a lot of black police chiefs that are being put into place, and these white police officers, and even some of the black ones who got used to the good old boy system, they don't like it. Especially here in Columbus, there was a mass retirement that happened when we got a black female police chief. So it's like, I mean, it's a lot just going on within the department. And then, so they're already short-staffed. They're already on guard. They're already on edge. And y'all are calling for bullshit on children.
And let me tell you something. I want black women who get into these positions, be careful how they're using you as a pawn.
Exactly.
Because they're using you as a modern day slave driver.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you are now the new whip cracker.
Yep.
That's what they're using black women for. That black prosecutor in Atlanta,
mm-hmm.
they're using you for that.
Yep.
You think it's cute to run around and focus on, I can tell by the way you talk, you take pride in locking black people up.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
Very weird.
I don't know if you're friends. I don't know. Maybe you hang out with Caucasians. But that's strange that you seem to take so much pride in it.
I don't understand.
That it's almost like a badge of honor for you.
Yeah.
The same goes for the police chief in Memphis. And I keep saying this. They deserve to go to prison for what they did to him.
Yep.
But I want us to pay attention to the fact that when white men do the same thing, there is no justice. Again, I know I said this before, and I just want to paint a clear picture. You guys, they were fired one day, arrested the next day. How many cities have white officers killed black people? The proper channel was for them to get administrative leave.
Yeah. Or desk duty. So they're just
until
not out
the
in the field.
investigation was done.
So they're still getting paid. They're still, yeah.
That's what's supposed to happen. And I said this: if they would have did this to a white guy, I think we would have had a serious, they would have had a serious discrimination case.
Oh yeah,
they would have. Because they did not handle you the way they handle white officers.
Right.
There was a white officer out there with you. He is not, when they lined y'all up for you to cop your plea, I didn't see him.
It wasn't until the public started demanding, because they saw that white hand on the camera.
And they was wondering, where's the white boy?
Exactly.
And come to find out, he was involved in the initial traffic stop. When we heard that it was a white officer out there, I looked at Ronnie and I told him, I said, I'm going to tell you right now, he going to tell on them.
Oh, yeah.
He is going to be the person that's going to tell on all of them.
That's how they got all the information. Y'all know that.
Let's be clear. I said, he's going to tell. And lo and behold, a week after, what did he say? We didn't have a reason to stop him. There was no real reason there was no traffic violation.
Oh, he was going to tell all the tea, and he did.
Like what?
Yep. Just that
I
quick.
was watching a snippet, and I didn't watch it all. It was Finding Your Roots. Excuse me. And Don Cheadle was on the episode.
I think I saw that one, yeah.
And he came to realize that he was not owned by white people. His people were not owned by white people. They were owned by Chickasaw Indians.
Right.
Or Native Americans. I don't know which one we're supposed to say. And he was shocked.
Yep.
And he said, I don't know what to think. Like, I don't know how to feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I paused it and I thought to myself, I'm always amazed at Black people's shock
Right.
and astonishment at how other people really feel about us. Why is that so hard for us?
Right. I don't understand, because they let you know every other nationality, every other race out here, it doesn't matter if they're quote unquote minority or whatever in this country or wherever. If you go to another country, they look down on Black people, period. It
They
doesn't
don't
matter.
like you.
They do not like you.
I don't know how many times I have to say this. They don't like you.
Mm-hmm.
They don't like you. They don't like us. They don't, y'all.
Mm-mm.
I just saw a white lady. I don't know what that it's some kind of show or documentary. And she's sitting around a table with other white women.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess two of the other white women said, like, oh, well, I have Black children or a Black husband or Black grandchildren.
Girl.
She said, I'm not trying to. She said, for lack of a better word, you cannot fuck your way out of racism. I don't know who is telling y'all this.
Mm-hmm, that's what they'll always say.
That's what Black people believe too.
Mm-hmm.
Black people believe, oh, well, my husband's white.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, my wife is Black.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what?
It don't mean nothing.
So you think that mean that they ain't racist?
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know what to.
There's like, nothing. Go ahead.
No, what'd you say?
No, I was gonna say there's nothing else, to really, because because I can go. That's a whole nother subject, because we've talked about that. Just like within the LGBT community, you see so many of these famous, or just not even famous, just when you seem like you've reached another level, you have, like, I'm just going to put it out there. Our city council president, he's a Black man, gay Black man, proudly gay. He's married to a white man.
Yep.
And he proudly lets you know that his man is a white Republican. But you're all,
y'all voted for him.
Yeah. And y'all all, but you're so progressive, and you wear your dashikis during Black History Month and everything like that, and you're for the people. You're out there marching with Joyce Beatty and everything and stuff like that. But your husband's never around. Now, not saying that he has to be, because he's not the public official. But
he should support the cause.
Yeah, exactly.
If it mattered to you, shouldn't it matter to him?
So your husband's a gay white Republican. That says enough right there. And that just really turned me off from him. And you shouldn't really judge, but that lets me know why you straddle the fence a lot, because you got to make home happy. It's not about.
And can I just say, like, something else we need to get comfortable with after 2020? Probably before that. When did Donald Trump become president?
That was, girl, I done lost track.
I done lost count. Is it 2018?
2017. He was elected in 2016, became president in 2017, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Or he took office. I'm not going to call him the P word.
The Republican Party is a party of racism.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what other people are telling you. I don't know why you think it's not. But it is because they have made it abundantly clear.
Mm-hmm.
They do not like Black people.
No.
And you can look at the Black people they do like.
Yep.
And it proves to you even more that they're racist.
Right. Herschel
because
Walker.
Listen to those Black people speak.
Candace Owens.
Mm-hmm. Like, y'all, they do not.
They don't like y'all.
They don't like us, y'all.
They only deal with they only deal with Black people who are going to say something negative against Black people. That's it.
And if they rich and they white, they're Republican.
Yeah. Regardless of how down they seem or whatever. Yeah, and that's all they're worried about. I mean, Chris Brown, he said it. He said he wasn't going to vote for Joe Biden because, we don't really take much Chris Brown says, to heart. But he's saying what a lot of rich Black people are saying. and rich people, period. I'm not voting for Biden. I'm not voting for a Democrat, period, because they're going to mess with my taxes.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's all they're focused about is keeping their money.
Yeah.
They're not worried about how the rest of us, the people who support them, the people who need the money to support them, to go to their concerts, to watch their movies, to do whatever, buy their music. They don't care about that. They're worried about...
Because it's all a business.
Exactly. Thank
it's
you.
A bit, at some point, once you start to make the millions, you're investing now.
Right.
You're just not out there singing and jumping up and down on stage.
No, it's a business. You got to fulfill that contract. Yeah.
Yeah. And so now you got to make sure that the money you make isn't taxed to hell.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because you ain't, because you ain't making what you could. You know what I mean? Like, let's keep it real. So it's like, or what you're supposed to be making, I should say. So
and
you got to hold on.
And that ain't even for just millionaires. Hell, what is it? 233,000?
Something like that.
After you cross that threshold, they on your ass. They is on your ass.
Yeah. Well, shit, not even that. Like what I make very decent money, but I don't have any kids, no dependents, nothing like that. I don't own any property. I get taxed to hell. And I think we talked about this. Like, that we have a lot of friends who now their kids are grown. They can't write them off anymore. And then they're like, damn.
Yep.
But they were the same ones saying, I don't know what y'all complain about. Y'all ain't got no kids to take care of. Shit. Okay, wait till tax time comes around. Wait till your paycheck starts. You see what you what you made and then what you brought home. Yeah. So let's so it's a business. It's a business for this is capitalism is a business. That's all it is.
That's all it is.
Child. Oh. So well there's that.
I tell you.
I just can't, girl.
Was that our last topic?
Well, there were a couple more that I had. One I want to save till next week. The one about Karl Malone, because I want to get a little deeper into that.
Oh, because I'm ready to talk about him.
Okay, yeah, we'll save that for next week. We'll talk about that first next week. So we're going to talk about Karl Malone. So if you're listening to the show this week, get ready for us to talk about Karl Malone. I got some shit to say about his ass.
Yeah, because we got to dig deeper into that.
Yeah. So I already got it
written
down.
Once I posted that, I started to see some more information about the number of children he had with underage women. So we got to figure it out.
Yeah. And then for him to have the attitude that he does now, that's what really set me off. Not only what he did in the past, but you're still an asshole about it. Okay. But we're going to get into that next week. But the last thing I want to talk about, which actually ties into what we were just talking about police and stuff like that. So James Bradley, I guess I don't know what he does, but his Twitter handle was James Bradley CA. So maybe he's out of California, or I don't know what the fuck he does. But he had a verified account, so whatever he does, he's a public figure. And he basically said in a tweet, I don't give... Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, no, here we go. I'll apologize to black people for slavery when they apologize to me for crime. So first of all... bitch ass. Number 2 today. No one, I don't see a black person. Now, this is just me. I'm sure there are black people out there who are like, y'all got to apologize to slavery. I have not personally seen one black person ask for an apology for slavery. Nobody wants an apology. It's just like it's done. Our thing is acknowledging it. Y'all got this weird issue with that, well, we didn't do it, but your ancestors did it. And you've benefited from it over time. So that's the only thing that we're asking you to acknowledge. But for you to say that you'll apologize to black people for slavery when they apologized to you.
Like crime is only a black thing.
Let's go. Go ahead.
like black people are the only ones committing crimes.
I mean,
like it's only happening. Black people are the only ones stealing people's retirement, Bernie Madoff.
Girl.
Black people are the only ones killing women in college dorms, Ted Bundy.
Killing their children, then killing themselves. You said that
only black people are criminals.
Right.
It's only us.
And so but that just lets you know the audacity that you actually put that in writing on a public tweet that was going around the fucking world. And you think that is okay. No, they don't care. No, But that's just really how you think, and that's how others think. Because there were a lot of lights
Yeah.
on there, of course. So we already know a lot of people feel that way. But damn.
I mean, and it's just crazy. Like you said, we don't want an apology from you for slavery.
Right.
And it's funny that you all say that. Well, we didn't do it. But so I watched Southern Charm.
Mm-hmm.
And you like to say, oh, my family were one of the first families that settled in Virginia. So your family owned slaves.
Basically, yeah.
And we grew tobacco in the early 1600s, or we grew rice. We made so you definitely had slaves.
Oh, yeah.
Because we brought that rice over here.
Exactly.
So y'all definitely owned slaves.
Mm-hmm. So
And
you're
we
saying it
grew
without saying
sugar
it.
cane.
Yeah.
And slavery. All the stuff that you all, because they do it on Southern Charm all the time.
Right.
Like some of the guys, like Shep, that they picked to be on the show, they are the early settlers of Charleston.
Mm-hmm.
Their families are like, go back. They can actually, through genealogy, trace their family tree back to the settlement days. So you definitely own slaves.
Right, but they'll tell you what was produced, but they won't tell you how it was produced and who did it. They won't say that because they know it ain't right.
And to see the way that they act towards Black people, it's just like, yeah, y'all racist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all racist for sure.
Yep. And it's
That's
just
crazy.
It's crazy. And it's just like the thing too is like you want to talk about crime. Who taught Black people crime?
Tamika Mallory said it best. Y'all are the savages. You showed us that savagery.
Yep.
We didn't do that.
We didn't own guns and things like that. But they weren't like, you can't get guns in the hood unless they were brought in.
You taught us kill or be killed. That is something you introduced.
Yep. And even though it was quote unquote legal, slavery was still a crime because you were owning people, you were beating them, and just because it was legal back then, it still doesn't mean it was right.
Ethical.
No, exactly. It wasn't
everything
ethical.
Legal ain't ethical.
Right. And so what do you think you're going to do? You're going to fight back after a while.
Yeah.
So it's like, if that's a crime, okay.
And let's be clear, you all defined what crime was. All these crime bills and 3-strike bills, you introduced those.
Yep.
So of course we would look like criminals to the people who have the ability to define crime.
Right.
Who put the stipulations on crime?
Yeah.
Because think about it. Before, you had to go to jail for a dime bag of weed. Y'all writing people like tickets for that, like traffic tickets.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
Oh, because now the jails are too overcrowded. Oh, now because drugs have seeped into the white community, so
now it's an issue.
And now it's just, you're just gonna get a ticket for that.
Now it's a pandemic. Now it's something that needs to have a bill put into place, and we need to watch.
We have to help addicts.
Yeah.
We can't criminalize addiction. They need help. Where was the help for the heroin addicts of the 70s?
Exactly.
They got hooked on opiates over in the war. And they come home looking for a fix.
Yep.
And you was incarcerating them.
Yep. It's really crazy. And it's just like you said, I'm glad you said that. And I'm going to stress that in the description. Who defined crime? Who were the original people who defined crime? Look, let's start right there.
What put us let's just even go back. Oh, y'all in here stealing a loaf of bread. Yeah, because you never paid Black people a wage where they could buy food. Think about the sharecropping that you had Black people doing.
Yep. Why do you think people still talk about reparations to this day?
Because you owe us for more than just slavery. Let's be clear.
Yep. And then now you got governors and stuff that are trying to take it out of the school system, which that goes back to the Department of Education bullshit that y'all are trying to control and everything like that. Y'all try to control everything else because y'all feel like y'all are losing control. So you're losing your minds on things. But it's I don't know. I don't know, girl. It's just so frustrating. It's just
But it
like
goes back to what I just said about schools. You're criminalizing everyday behavior.
mm-hmm.
Again, of Black children.
Yep.
They passed it. One of the school districts here, the teachers are allowed to carry guns.
Yeah, I saw that. Yep.
Listen, I would take my kid out that school.
Listen.
If I had a Black kid that was in that school, I would take him out.
Yeah.
You think I'm gonna let my kid be at school with a predominantly white school?
Right. And Ohio has stand your ground now. Shit.
With white teachers who got guns?
Yep.
No. Nah, we gonna withdraw.
Yeah. You ain't allowed to go here.
And I would tell any Black parent, if they start criminalizing behavior, we really need to get a network of homeschools together.
Yeah.
Because this shit is crazy. And while y'all opening schools in Africa, and no disrespect to the motherland, y'all need to start opening up charter schools here.
Yeah. I mean, we got a lot of charter schools in Columbus. I don't know how it is in Dayton. And at first I was
they go to a charter school.
Okay, good. Because I was just like, because I know my nieces, they went to a charter school last year, but then they ended up going back to their neighborhood school this year. And they did good at the charter school. I was surprised, but it was like far out, the one that they went to. And there are ones that are closer. But that's a whole nother subject.
Because KIPP is a charter school, right?
Yeah, KIPP is a charter school.
Yeah, I see a lot of people in Columbus kids go to KIPP.
But the thing about that confuses me about KIPP now, I'm not sure if it's a charter school anymore because they're like, I believe that they play like the City League schools now.
Well, I do know that they play basketball.
They got a football stadium, girl. Their football stadium is across the street from the campus, girl. And then they're adding on to KIPP. They had that whole street.
Good.
Yeah, they had all of
I know Sade's charter school has a basketball team too.
Yeah, so
they do have athletics. But see, we know schools, you used to have to go play for your home school.
Yeah, I was telling
charter schools first came on the scene. The charter school didn't really have a team.
Right. Yeah, I was telling my niece about that. I said if you go to Fort Hays or Cos, and you want to do sports, you're going to have to still do that for your home school because that's still like that with Cos and Fort Hays.
Right.
So, yeah, but those were only two that we had, we were in school.
Yeah. And I guess they consider those to be what, career schools?
Yeah, career schools. And see, the thing I don't like about it is like schools like Franklin and Monroe and Oakland Park that I went to for elementary school, and even Cos, they were originally called alternative schools, but I don't think they call them alternative schools anymore because alternative schools kind of got a bad rep.
Alternative schools is for bad kids.
Yeah, and that's what they used to call them. Like Oakland Park back in the day was called Oakland Park Alternative Traditional School, and it was like the equivalent to Monroe or Cos. But for elementary school.
Because Cos literally means Columbus Alternative High School.
Right. So, but I think, and it's still called that. It's still called Cos, but I think that they really kind of don't stress the alternative word anymore because it does have that bad connotation because alternative schools are for bad kids. But yeah, because back then, Cos and Fort Hays, they were quote unquote alternative schools. But Fort Hays was more of a career school, like career center.
Northeast.
Yeah.
Northeast. Is that what it was? Northeast?
Yeah, Northeast Career Center. Yeah, we had like 4 different career centers now. I don't know if they have one.
Yeah, it was one on each side of town.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't even know if they got one now, girl. I don't even know.
Is the West Side still alive?
Yeah, it's still alive. Yeah, and it's trying. Certain areas of it are trying to make a comeback, but it's still the West Side, girl. It's still got its issues. Yeah, they got the casino out there now, so it's like, they're trying to make it all cute and stuff, but it's still like, girl, you're still the West Side, honey.
Oh, yeah, scary.
The ghetto.
I know Mike Mixon put a video up, and I was like, what in the world is happening out West?
Yeah, one of my friends, this was maybe about close to 10 years ago, she rented a house in Westgate, and it was on a real nice street and everything like that, but of course the rent started getting too high for her, so she was like, so her and her husband were like, oh, we're out, we're going to buy our own home. But they were like on a real nice side of it. But girl, but when you hit that corner, and that's where my nieces, they actually went to a charter school on the west side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I can't think of what, because it was like in two old schools that are closed down now. But because that's usually what they do with a lot of these charter schools, they just put them in like a school that's been closed.
Is the west side still a Caucasian side of town?
Yeah. No, I mean, there are some of us sprinkled out throughout there, and probably a little bit more now than before. But yeah, it's still predominantly the Caucasian side. Yeah. Yeah.
Well. I'm gonna come home one day.
You need to, yeah.
I don't want to though.
I know, but even if you just come for a weekend and just drive around.
Ooh, that's too long. That's too long.
You know what? I'm gonna slap you in your forehead, right in your forehead.
That's too long.
Girl, you better come here for a weekend and drive around and see what I've been talking about.
Drive around,
girl. Yeah.
And see.
You got to drive. Yeah, you got to drive down Broad Street.
It gives me a tinge of anxiety.
It shouldn't. It really shouldn't. It's not that bad. It
gives me a tinge of anxiety because the last time I was there, I just feel like it was overcrowded.
Yeah, it is.
Very much so.
The population is getting too much for as there, because Columbus is big. People don't realize how big it is, because it's always been just focused on like Columbus and the suburbs. You know, it's just like the suburbs are a whole different part, but and it's still like that. But I think the population in Columbus is getting too big for how they're trying to expand it and grow things.
Well, I knew it had gone out of control when somebody openly said to me like, "Oh yeah, cause something. I live out in Lancaster. You live where?" How far is that's far?
Yeah.
But I guess not no more.
Not no more, girl. You hop on the freeway with about 5 different lanes. You go.
Like they said it like Lancaster was Gehenna. Like, oh yeah, I live in Lancaster.
Pretty much.
Why do you live there?
Yeah, back in the day, we'd be like, Lancaster's a whole different city. What you talking
That's
about?
Out of town.
Yeah.
Lancaster was out of town.
Right.
My mother had clients that drove in from Lancaster.
That
was considered out of town. Not no more.
Not no more, girl. Not even like, if you even look at it, even like Newark is like people just coming in from Newark like it ain't nothing.
Yep. She had some clients from Newark too. And they'll be like, I'm like, oh yeah. So now people just like, oh yeah, I live in Newark.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
For what reason?
To get out
that's why I want to come back.
To get out the city. That's all it is. Just to get out the city. But then you got so many people moving back to the city. And then you got like a lot of younger people who are buying, who got some coin and they're buying these gentrified homes in the hood. And, they're just as content and comfortable as they can be. And, it's just, it's crazy. I mean, it's just like any other major city. It's just weird for us because we're from here. You know what I mean? Like we grew up here.
Just like, No, my anxiety. I can't take it.
You'll be fine, girl. You'll be fine.
We'll see.
Yeah, I'll drive you around. And we'll get through.
I'm okay.
The way you said that so quickly. We're going to get you down here for a whole weekend, girl.
Because you would have me trapped.
No, I wouldn't do that. No, I promise I wouldn't do that because I don't like to be trapped, girl. We're going to do what we got to do, and that's it.
I'm going to do it. It's probably going to be soon, too. I'm going to just be like,
when it gets a little warmer, just come on down. And,
when it's warmer.
I'll take you on a little tour, and, that'll be it.
Oh, Lord.
Then I'll drop you off and let you
getting dizzy right
breathe. Let you get your breath back together and everything.
I'm getting dizzy right now thinking about it. No.
You are funny. That is hilarious.
It's just the anxiety of just like,
I
don't know. It's one of those things when they tell you when you leave your hometown, you like leave.
Yeah.
It's weird to me that I haven't lived there.
And you're so close. That's the thing. It's not
like
you moved
I'm not far.
Yeah, I mean, you moved out of state one time, but now, it's just like you're here. It's
I'm
just
here.
Like, you're less than an hour away, but it still seems so far away.
Yeah, and it seems, but this is my comfort zone.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, but that's your hometown, Dayton. I mean, you grew up.
I was born here.
Yeah. So
I didn't grow up here,
right.
But I was just born here, and I think it's just the type of lifestyle you can have.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not a lot of people. It's not a hustle and bustle traffic
Mhm.
unless there's an accident.
Mhm.
It's just the calm.
Yeah.
And when you get older, it's certain stuff you have to think about. Like, who wants to be stuck in rush hour traffic in their 40s for an hour? Like, nobody wants that.
Now it ain't that bad here, unless there's an accident. Now, I mean, and I work from home now, and then when I did work, I didn't have to get on the freeway. But if I am on the freeway during rush hour time, like if I have somewhere to go or whatever, it's not bad. It may take a second trying to get onto the ongoing ramp or something like that, but it's not like unless there's an accident, we don't have like that stop go stuff like Atlanta does or California or LA does. We're nowhere near that. We're not at that point yet, girl.
Are you really serious right now?
I'm dead serious.
I'm gonna have to poll some other people
I'm
because I feel like when I left, the traffic was bad,
no,
and I know more people live there now.
yeah, more people live here now, but they have like expanded a lot of the
Widened the
highways.
freeway.
Yeah,
Okay.
and the freeways and the highways. Yeah, and there are a lot of other like service roads, and so it has helped. That's why I was saying like the population isn't getting so big, and it's taking them so long to expand. And what I mean by expand is like because Columbus is a city that you have to have a car. Public transportation
Oh
still
yeah,
sucks around here, which it should be better now because of the size of the city and what it's going and how
yeah,
many people live in the city now.
yeah.
It should be much better than what it is. But for it to be the size that it is, like the only time like and I mean I get alerts and everything like that, even though like I said I work from home. Like, I mean, they'll tell you, like, 270 is backed up because of an accident or,
Oh
something
yeah.
crazy. So, but you don't see that all the time. And I'm being dead
Right.
serious. Like,
Oh well, that's good.
yeah. I mean, you can ask other people who, may live like in Reynoldsburg, whatever, and they have to take the freeway to work if they work downtown or
My mother
whatever.
lives in Reynoldsburg.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So like if you live like, if
The
you live,
traffic by her house is terrible because it's the Bryce Road exit.
yeah, now Bryce, yeah, now certain areas are still like really congested and ridiculous.
Mm,
Yeah. So, and I feel bad for people that live on those parts like that because I'm
yeah.
just like, ooh, it's like, when are y'all going to get that together? But yeah, Bryce Road is still bad.
How is
Yeah,
that even possible?
exactly. You would think that would be one
Bryce
of,
Road has been bad since we were in high school.
yeah, shoot, probably before then. It's
Like,
been,
I can
yeah.
remember when Shay moved out there
Mm-hmm.
and I used to drive to her house,
Right.
even at night, like
It was
when
bad.
there was no traffic.
Mm-hmm.
It took 20 minutes to get from my house to her house,
Yeah. And then,
maybe 25.
right. And the
But
thing,
we lived on Schrock Road.
yeah, so that was a drive.
That was a drive. I
Yeah.
could only imagine in 2023 that drive.
Yeah. Oh, girl. Yeah. And
It'd
it,
be
it
terrible.
and it may not be as bad until you get to Bryce Road, but
Yeah.
and see the thing about it too, like I don't it seems like a lot of people don't really take Bryce anymore because you got more activity on 256 and going into Canal Winchester and all that, area
Oh
right
my
there where
God. I
there's
feel like I'm having flashbacks. I
okay,
gotta wait
okay,
now.
we're not going to talk about it no more,
I'm gonna
girl.
pass out. Okay.
Okay, so that is our show for the week. It went, I mean, that's how we do. We missed a week, so we had to give y'all a little bit of everything this week, girl.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, you
Yeah.
guys have an amazing week. I don't know. We're gonna do 10 shows. I don't know how many shows
We'll
we're
work
gonna
it
do.
out. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys having a great week. Remember, you can reach us on Instagram at girl_you_know_what, at Wellness and Women, and at DannieBSpeaks. And as always, be blessed and stay positive this week.
Yes.
All righty.
Have a good week, everybody.
Bye bye.
Bye, everybody.